Ghana appears to be performing creditably well in the fight against coronavirus because of its testing capability. One of the centers conducting tests for the pandemic on the quiet is the Veterinary Service Directorate here in Accra. JoyNews' Latif Idrisu, who was given rare access to the testing center, where the head of veterinary laboratory, Dr. Theophilus Odum, explained how delicate the testing process is whilst demystifying the pooling process.
We are suited up and are ready to get in. We are good to go.
Yes.
So where are we going right now?
We are entering into the main biosafety level 2 laboratory.
Okay.
Where we do the sorting and pooling of the samples.
Let's get inside and give a detail about this whole pooling and what exactly you look out for when you conduct your test.
This laboratory has been already been testing for other coronaviruses through some PREDICT project and others. But with this pandemic, we started testing from 28th of March, where we received the first RNA extract from Noguchi. So usually when we get a sample and the sample comes in here, we have our team, the team of doctors and technicians who work together to do the sorting. Sorting usually means that we compare the sample ID with the sample container to do matching. Each container comes with this document.
Okay.
So they have to make sure that every container is having a document attached to it. That is what.
So this document has the name of the
individual.
Okay. That we don't want to show because of
so
confidentiality.
It has the name of the individual and where the sample is coming with a specific sample ID.
Okay.
So this will accompany the sample sent by Noguchi to our facility here at VSD. And when it comes here, our team, like as you can see from there, are doing the sorting. So you can focus on them and see they are doing the sorting. So they sort the sample up to know that the number of samples tallies with the paperwork that comes with it. We have the samples coming in the container. They have already pulled the sample and we spray around it.
Okay, so this is the pooling that we've been hearing about?
This is the pooling sample. So these are 10 samples pulled together. So we'll do the extraction of this RNA. So this is a pool sample that we've been hearing about. So we have this sample, we have added everything in and pulled this sample together as one sample. Okay. So when we run this sample and it becomes positive, now we have to go back to identify the individual sample to know which individual is positive among this pool sample. That is all the pool we are talking about.
So this is what you have as a container?
Yes.
And then you put it in...
Yeah, so we put this one into an Eppendorf tube.
Okay.
You can see from there, they have collected a sample into an Eppendorf tube or cryovirus and give it a special ID. So as you can see, they are adding normal saline to the tubes and collect the sample in the pool into one small vial called Eppendorf tube or cryovirus. And that sample will be sent to the BSL-3 laboratory for the RNA to be extracted.
I will come back to you shortly. I want to find out from you, how laborious is what you do in this sorting process and pooling? How laborious would you say the task is?
It's kind of extensive because the samples come from all over, from different locations, and then you have to look at each sample, check the names, make sure they tally with the documents that we receive. So it's a bit laborious, yeah.
So that's Noni. Let me go to Chum. And Chum, let me find out from you, how much of a pressure do you have at your back, considering the fact that we have some backlogs that we need to clear to know exactly our stand when it comes to the positivity rate?
Yeah, you realize that looking at the backlog that we have, once we receive the samples, then we are also trying so much that we put much effort to make sure that we are able to clear the backlog we pull it as quick as we can, and then we send it for extraction so that the final amplification could be done, and then the results are out. So realize that there are always samples coming. You always have to be on your toes to work.
Latif Idris to further report. We'll bring you more of what he's been doing in that space in our subsequent bulletins from next week.